Hey Potterheads, welcome back to a fresh and new episode of Potterwatch. In this particular video, we will talk about Albus Dumbledore.
Surprise, motherfucker!
No guys, I'm sorry, just kidding. The thumbnail and the title is absolutely correct. The video is about the Marauders. But as usual, if you guys haven't checked the last video about the prophecy, the link will be in the description. Anyway, let's roll the intro. The self-titled Marauders were a group of 4 Gryffindor students who attended Hogwarts from 1971 to 1978. James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew, the 4 had a knack for rule-breaking and mischief-making. They also created the Marauders map. The Marauders would all go to fight in the first Visiting War and some in the second. But let's know a bit about them. James Potter, born 27 March 1960 to an English pureblood family of Potters, the only son of Philemon and Euphemia Potter. He was also known as the Prongs. Sirius Black was born on 3rd November 1959 in London, England, to Orion and Walburga Black, both of whom were dark wizards. He was the last remaining heir of the House of Black, a once notable pureblood visiting family. He was also known as Padfoot. Remus Lupin. Remus was born on 10 March 1960. He was a half-blood wizard and the only son of Lyle and Hope Lupin. He was afflicted with lycanthropy during his childhood. He was also known as Moony. Peter Pettigrew, he was also known as Wormtail, was a wizard and the son of Mr. and Mrs. Pettigrew, and believe me, that's enough to know about Peter. The Marauders' strong friendship began in their first year at Hogwarts. Sirius and James met on the train and had been inseparable ever since, and the two met Remus and Peter afterwards. As second years, James, Sirius, and Peter figured out that Remus was a werewolf, but rather than abandoning him, they spent 3 years learning to become animagi in order to accompany Remus. By their 5th year, all but Remus, who was a werewolf, had secretly become an unregistered animagi. James' animagus was a shining red stag, Sirius Black's was a saggy black dog, and Peter's was a fat grey rabbit. As Padfoot and Prongs, Sirius and James were large enough to control Remus during his monthly transformation into a werewolf. Wormtail was small and nimble enough to get past the Whomping Willow's defense so the group could get to the Shrieking Shack. At some point in their school years, Snape grew very interested in where Remus went every month and saw Madame Pomfrey and Remus going to the Shrieking Shack using secret passes under the Whomping Willow. Snape followed Sirius's directions and was nearly at the Shrieking Shack when James pulled him back at great risk to his own life. But Severus refused to believe that his old rival would save him and believed that James had only saved him in order to avoid expulsion. And actually, it was Sirius's prank, one of his prank. He was quite funny and quite famous in his school days. In the period between their 5th and 7th years at Hogwarts, James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter created the Marauders map, a small bewitched roll of parchment that displayed the castle ground and inhabitants of Hogwarts, including the ghosts, staffs, and students in great detail. After leaving school, they eventually joined the Order of the Phoenix. Sirius remained the best friend with James and attended James' wedding as his best man. When their son Harry was born, James and Lily named Sirius godfather, and Sirius also gave Harry his first broom at the age of 1 as a birthday present. Peter Pettigrew, though belonging to the Order of the Phoenix, later turned on his friends in favor of Lord Voldemort's protection. James and Lily made Peter the secret keeper of their location at Sirius's suggestion. His theory in doing this was that Peter was the least expected choice, further protecting the secret. In a selfish act to save himself, however, Peter revealed the location of Potter's cottage to Voldemort and betrayed his friends. And after that, everybody knows what happened. In case you don't, check out my last videos. An incensed Sirius confronted Peter about his traitorous action in a Muggle street, but he later narrowly escaped by unleashing a curse all around him, killing a dozen Muggles in the force and cut off his own finger. He then transferred into his rat form and fled away. Framing Sirius as the traitor to the Potters and a killer, Sirius was taken to Azkaban with no trial, where he faced 12 dismal years of imprisonment before he escaped in 1993. Peter had successfully faked his own death and remained the victim to Sirius' falsely crimes. In his rat form, he came into the possession of Percy Weasley and later his younger brother, Ron Weasley. In 1993, Sirius Black was able to escape Azkaban in his animagus form. Sirius's goal was to seek revenge on his former friend, Peter, whom he had discovered was still alive and currently hiding as Ron Weasley's pet rat, Scabbers, at Hogwarts. At this time, Remus Lupin had been the newly appointed Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. He met Harry Potter at this time and discovered that Peter was alive from the Marauders map, further concluding that Sirius was innocent. Sirius Black and Remus Lupin reunited to reveal Scabbers as Peter Pettigrew. The old friends were about to finish Peter once and for all, but Harry stopped them. Peter once again escaped to rejoin his old master, Lord Voldemort. With his servants' help in 1995, Voldemort was able to regain his full body. Peter lost his hand in the process, to which his master replaced it with a silver one. Remus resigned from his post as Hogwarts professor soon after when Snape accidentally let it slip to the students and other staff that Remus was aware of. On 18 June 1996, Sirius was murdered in the Battle of the Department of Mysteries by his Death Eater cousin, Bellatrix Lestrange. His death caused Harry an extreme amount of grief and pain. In April 1998, Remus's wife Tonks became pregnant with a boy, whom they asked Harry to be the godfather. Shortly before Teddy's birth, Peter met his end in 1998. He was strangled by his own silver hand when he hesitated to murder Harry Potter in the dungeon of Malfoy Manor. Because of his debt, he owed Harry for saving his life. Remus Lupin was murdered soon after in May of 1998 during the Battle of Hogwarts in a duel against Dolohov. Lupin's death marked the end of the Marauders. And that marks the end of the video too. But before going, please mention in the comment section who's your favorite Marauders, and if you have liked anything about the video, please give us a thumbs up. Do subscribe the channel. This was Aryananand signing off. Meet you in the next video. Till then, keep liking, keep subscribing. Stay safe guys. Bye bye.